Hey!
Oh, that's very good.
Are these hot peppers or no?
Guys, we're recording.
I just pressed record right before he said, "Hey!" Could not have been better.
Can I please double dip this pepper? So Randy, tell us about yourself.
I do edit these a little. A little.
I just choked on the celery.
Randy's from Memphis.
That thing dangling down my throat. I had to
Correct.
From Memphis.
Memphis, home of the blues.
Nate, get it together.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Got to get it together.
All right. Yes, you do. All right.
So how long have you been doing media interviews, Randy?
That's my first day.
Yep.
They are.
Never before.
You suck at being an interviewer, Dan.
All right. Raging Randy here at Hometown Get Down live with Squaring the Circle, who just rocked our socks off. That was a sweet YYZ cover you guys ended with, by the way.
Tyler was the star of that one.
Yeah, I liked him waving his hands around. No, that's awesome. So what do we want to talk about? I'm gonna edit a whole lot of
That's
shit.
fine. Residency.
Dude, residency.
Starting to record.
On your first tune, our 6-year-old come over and said, "Now
Okay.
this is a party." Dance to that. The crazy little dancer. That's what he said. So there you have it, guys.
There you have it.
This is a party.
There you have it.
There you have it. Raging
All right.
Randy.
All right.
I gotta be honest with you. We're not gonna record anything as good as that.
Right.
That happens to us all the time. People
Yeah.
just stop by and
Yeah, just say how awesome you are.
Please don't edit that out. That was the only time.
Yeah.
Seriously, Randy, do not edit that
I
out.
will not.
For the love of
I
God,
will not.
man.
I am keeping that in, definitely.
In fact, just have that on.
Yeah.
Just repeat that over
That's
and
the
over
whole
again.
interview.
Just the answer to every single question.
For those of you who didn't see who that was John Mayer.
Yeah.
With Bob Weir. That's a party.
Yeah, there you go.
I know.
Party.
Oh man. Okay, so hang on. So you said you are starting to record, right? Is that?
We don't have anything actually set, but we plan on recording.
Starting in November.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Starting to. We have all the songs. We're looking into like all the concepts. We really want to make. We don't want to make just like a record where it's like song stop songs. We're looking to make like a kind of a musical idea,
A journey,
that
if you
flows.
will.
So we'll see how it goes. None of us have ever done it, so we might fall on our face, but it's going to be a lot of fun trying.
Well, but that's indicative on or a reflection of how your songs go live. I mean, generally, they're not, just 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Songs.
Yeah, I know. It's generally a fluid mode. Yes, you do fall on your face. That's correct.
I know we spend a great deal of time on our face.
Yeah, so let's talk about that a little bit though. So like, I love this kind of music that you guys do, where it's more exploratory and not, you tend to not limit yourselves and just kind of let it expand out. And I know that Tyler has had some influence in that just because we've talked more about it. But does that stem from any of you guys also, like from your backgrounds, or?
I'd say all of our backgrounds combined, really. Because it's kind of like a combination of like everything that we love about music all kind of smashed into one thing.
Mm-hmm.
We are that.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean,
Carl was raised on Live at the Fillmore East, so there you go.
There you go.
I remember a conversation that Carl and I had at our friend's wedding.
Yeah.
I think at Donnie or I don't know, somebody's wedding.
Elizabeth's wedding.
Elizabeth's wedding. And we were just talking about what we individually wanted to do with music, and we wanted to have these tight, concise songs, but at the same time have like crazy time signatures, and at the same time have good jams, but like have it all kind of mean something.
Right.
So,
The way we kind of phrased it at first was we wanted to have like kind of like Soul Live meets Zappa meets like I don't know,
Johnny
like
Cash.
The Dead or something like that. You know what I mean? Like so you have influences of each that kind of that jump out during different portions of different songs. You know, like when you hear us like starting to like switch up like time signatures and stuff like that, like it's clearly like a derivative of all of us listening to Frank and all of us listening to Fish and stuff like that. Then you hear like, you know, like when we write like a very tight arrangement, even if it's only like 10 or 12 seconds long, like it's you know, just right from like a soul live, like, or also like a very bop sensibility.
Mm-hmm. We've definitely spent 2 hours on a 20-30 second part of the song.
2 hours.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
spent like
even
multiple days
ready.
on 20 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
But we also tried. We all like, I think, the prog rock side, like the artist Carl mentioned. I'll add Rush into that also.
Yeah.
The artist
I've
formerly
listened to a
known as
bunch
Carl.
of Yes growing up. But anyway, I think what we've learned from playing in other projects is that you can't beat people over the head with that for an entire set either, because it just doesn't hold interest. So we're really trying to, we're not mixing it up within like one song per se, but we want to give variety throughout what we're doing. So we'll have like a bluesy song, like, you know, a ballad, something that shows, it's like prog rock and fusion gets dissed for not having a lot of soul or heart to it.
Right.
So we're trying to straddle that line.
Okay. Cool. I hope you do it. That sounds neat.
Honestly, that's the key though, is you have to give the audience and yourself like time to breathe. You know what I mean? Like when you get into some of those like very proggy points where you're just like and everything's changing and you're rolling through time signature and you're rolling through key. Like it can be draining, not just to listen to, but to play. You know what I mean? So you, like, what we try to do is do some of that where like we test what we're about as musicians, and we try to mix that in with like just stuff that we just like to just, you know, everybody just likes to sit down and shake their ass a little bit, you know, like just hang out.
Shake their tuchus.
With different styles.
We have this one song that's 21 minutes of 4/4.
Yeah, right. Wait. However far?
Yeah.
No, I guess you're right. That isn't 4.
We're bringing in more lyrics too.
There you go.
Something to look forward to.
I want to hear more Call D on the vocals.
And we sing. Yeah.
We sing after we fall on our face.
After we fall on our face.
So you said you guys spend a lot of time on small pieces. How do you guys generally get the songs started? I know every band has a different way. Sometimes one person brings in an idea and everyone just sort of builds on it. Sometimes people come in with them a little bit more completed. You know, how would you describe, I guess, your songwriting process?
All different ways, really. A lot of times it starts with a lick, but then sometimes, like a lot of the first ones, Carl had like a whole part.
Just to be junk on Carl had the I think the entire song written out.
And then was it
but not necessarily, you know, how like all of the parts were going to be, which was neat. So but we work really well in that regard, compared to other people that I've worked with. You know, we hear ideas out, and if like he has an idea, he has an idea, and he has an idea, we'll be like, let's try all three of them.
We play them all.
Yeah, and then
okay, gotcha.
And then we'll just kind of be like, well, that one obviously sucks.
And it's usually Tyler's.
I know.
Then you rip out the other self-esteem, right?
Yeah, once we're all down on like just rock bottom, then we can create. Right. Then we can just all go up together.
There you go.
Tyler's confident during the writing process. It goes horrible. Yeah. We try to break him down as far as possible.
Yeah. But the thing is though, it is a very democratic process. Like, I mean, there's definitely like a starting point that we usually deal with, and then after that, you know, like if I bring in a tune, it's typically like more of a skeleton, and then I want everyone else to throw the meat on the skeleton. I want their input, you know what I mean? And I hope that, you know, that's the way that we continue, because honestly it's time consuming, and it can be very frustrating at times, but it's in the end
worth it.
Crazy rewarding, because all of a sudden everybody has something that they're like crazy invested in. because they've been involved with the creative process since the
everyone's
absolute
got the sentimental
baptism.
value of
Right.
it.
Exactly. Like,
I remember
so
you and
you're
I
kind
met.
of like all invested in it the same amount, kind of,
Exactly.
rather than one person like trying to like force everyone to be into it.
exactly.
Yeah,
like
we're all,
exactly. So like if I brought a lick, like I like for an acronym, a song that we do, like I brought a lick to the table. And I was like convinced that like it was great just the way it was. It ended up completely different than that.
And it's still changing.
But honestly,
Not
like
finished
it's like I love where it's gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it was like, well, what if we take this out and we add this? And honestly, it worked out so much for the better.
We actually had a whole different version of it that, well, first it took us literally about 3 to 4 months from its inception to like when we first debuted it. So it was definitely a little bit at a time.
Right.
Recording it and then critiquing it. Then we debuted it and it had this whole middle section that after playing it 3 or 4 times, we're like, that's not doing it, so we shelved it.
Yeah.
Reworked the whole thing and then so it's a really evolving song.
Yeah, but like even the best artists, the best bands in the world, their songs are constantly evolving. You mentioned Fish, they play songs totally different now that they played 30 years ago when they first started. That's the natural. If the band's around that long, that's how it has to happen. They can't play it the same way for 30 years and still have fun.
The thing is it's also like we had spoken the other day about, we were making a set list. And we were like looking at these songs that we've been playing for 2 years, and we're like, well, I don't know, do we put it on there or not? And like it was weird because we all kind of came to a realization at the same point. We're like, what are we talking about? Like, this song crushes. The only reason we think this is because we play this song. We've been playing this song for years.
Right.
But just somebody who hears it for the first time, they're like, "Holy shit, man!"
Right.
That was
like a Joe DiMaggio quote when something he like was playing his last year and just dove into a wall to make a catch in the outfield, and they're like, "Why are you just throwing your body out there, man? You're just cruising to retirement." He's like, "Because there's some dad out there that brought his kid to a game for the first time. I want to show him how the game's played." Like,
right.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Old Joe. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about, I know you guys got a couple of big residencies coming up, Baltimore and Richmond, if I'm not mistaken. So that should make for an interesting, October and
forward.
forward.
Monthly at in Richmond every first Thursday.
Where's that at?
At Carey Street Cafe.
Okay, nice.
And then every Wednesday in October at the 8 by 10.
Wednesday night, and you guys have not announced your themes for that yet, correct?
No.
Not yet.
We're doing it all at once?
We are going to be doing it all at once.
Right, I know that. Yeah, that was a.
Do it right now?
Yeah.
Rage and Randy exclusive.
Not trying to pressure you or anything.
Not like we haven't told other people already.
It would shoot Rage and Randy Entertainment into stardom if you guys announced it.
So we're helping you out. All right.
Yeah,
Can
exactly.
you do like text message alerts to our fan clubs?
Yeah, right.
Tori Amos.
The Squircle fan page.
Send text alerts to like 5 people.
So the first week we're going to do old
Tesla
classic Nickelodeon TV show themes.
Nice. When are you doing Nickelback? That's what I want to know.
But we're doing actually a Tesla and Winger and other sort of hair bands.
Nice.
Yeah, we try to always hit on Nickelback.
Yeah, okay.
We really try to always.
Every show, right?
Yeah, we try to always channel a little bit of that.
So drum roll, please. On the first week, there will be Sco Live.
What's
John
that?
Schofield and So Live. We're going to combine the two.
Nice.
Drum roll, please. On the second week, we will be doing We're going to ruin it, Tyler. We will be doing Santana. Drum roll, please.
With special guests.
On the third week, we will be doing Squaring the Circle.
What a ripoff.
Those guys suck.
Drum roll, please.
sell it,
They were so much
Sell the
better in the
original stuff.
70s.
On the fourth night,
They were better before
there
they
will
were
be Rush.
I knew it.
All right.
I knew it. I
course.
called it. You guys did it. Someone did a teaser or something like with some lyrics, and I was like, I know who it is. Pick me. Pick me. I don't remember what they
May not have been
were.
a
I don't
bad
remember
one.
what they were, what the lyrics were, but I knew it was Rush, and I
Good.
was like, yes. I'm happy about that one. I'll be there.
That's
for
gonna be a
sure.
fun one.
And we got some great bands from all over.
I want you to do all of Hemispheres, start to finish.
That's what we're doing. Just kidding.
Here's a clue. We're doing some of those.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can probably guess which one of the hemispheres we're doing.
The one with the most pretty singing of them.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll put it to you this way: it ain't the trees.
Actually, I kind of like that tune, but like just not. It's not Rush.
We're gonna play Closer to the Heart 5 times.
There you go.
Exactly. Yeah, our rush night is only
Over
close
and
to
over.
Like different styles.
a samba close
Solid,
to the heart.
solid hour and a half of Closer to the Heart.
Reggae.
Let's do
Close to
Santana style. All Santana, like Closer to the Heart. As a teaser.
Don't ruin the secret, Tyler.
Dude.
What's the one that Santana did with the guy from Matchbox 20?
What?
Smooth.
Oh,
Smooth.
dude.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
no, we're playing
Come
that
on,
over and
let's
over
hear
again
it.
too.
We have
Let's hear
Rob
it.
Thomas coming to the 8x.
Yeah. He probably would because
I mean,
like, what the
What
hell's
else
he
is he doing?
You know?
Yeah, I'm Spanish, hard as Mona Lisa.
If you play a Nickelback record backwards, you hear the devil.
Oh, really?
But even worse, if you play it forwards, you hear Nickelback.
I like it.
If you play it backwards, you gain 5 cents.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of really cool bands that are playing with us at the residency too.
Awesome. Yeah.
From like
let's
all
hear
kind
it.
of all up and down the East Coast, all the way up to Toronto.
Tell them who they are, Dave.
So on the first week there's Catalyst and Afterfunk.
Nice.
On
Catalyst.
the second week,
Yay.
Catalyst is what? Philly.
they're Philly, right?
Affiliate.
Afterfunk is from Toronto.
Nice.
On the second week we're playing with the Main Squeeze.
That'll be a fun one.
On the third week we are playing with
Clock Reeds and Schwiz.
Clock Reeds and Schwiz. And on the fourth night we are playing with the Fridge and Southern Bells.
Oh, that's right.
So it's a pretty solid lineup of them.
Yeah.
Southern Bells are awesome.
They are great. Yeah, they came down to Memphis once with Backup Planet when I was still living down there.
Who? Backup Planet?
Yeah.
I've never heard of them.
Haven't heard Backup Planet?
No.
Check them out. They're awesome. They're from Nashville. I wouldn't really call them a jam band, but they're doing really well. They did a co-headlining tour with the Heavy Pets
Damn.
in the spring. But yeah, they're great. They're from Nashville.
They're still together?
Good. Sorry, the Heavy Pets.
No, Backup Planet.
Backup Planet.
I know Heavy Pets are, but
Yes, they're still together. They're not old.
okay.
Just good. No, they're great. They're buds of mine. You should definitely check them out. But yeah, but the Southern Bells were actually the very first show that I went to when I moved to Baltimore. Was their album release party at Gypsy Sally's.
They did an album release with Gypsy Sally's.
2 years ago.
Damn.
Like an album release tour.
Well, no, they did 2 album release parties. One was
really?
at Gypsy Sally's.
Cool.
The other was in Richmond.
Huh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So-
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No,
Who did they play with?
It was Mugatu and a Richmond band called Toxic Moxie, who
I like
I've
that
not
name.
heard a lot from recently, but they
They
were
have a
cool.
great name.
Yeah, that is
Yeah, no, well that all sounds awesome. You guys should have Max sitting with you for the Main Squeeze. That'd be sweet.
Is he the singer?
He's the guitarist.
The guitarist.
any of them.
Fucking shred.
Right.
They all shred, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Smiley, the
Who's smiling?
keyboardist.
Oh, the keyboardist?
Yeah. They're all
He
awesome.
does smile
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, they're great. Well, cool guys.
Oh, Tyler, what's up, yo?
What's up, homie?
How you doing?
Greetings.
Chilling?
Who let you guys back here?
These guys got some of our tickets.
Who let us back here?
Hey, how you doing?
Listening in?
I know.
And they're all
Oh, you were
they're all
I know.
like a while ago.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're so close to becoming one.
I did sit in on a practice with you guys
Just
Pull up his seat on the couch.
We're actually doing a loose interview
to go over the edge.
Elusive view. Elucid view.
You're on.
Are you being elusive?
You're on record.
Are you being elusive?
You are
We're
on
sneaking
record
into the
as being a
vegetables.
part of this the Squaring the Circle interview.
It's
Cool.
Lucy view.
Is part of being square in the circle being elusive?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No,
Just wondering.
Only if you play that song that's so elusive.
unless by elusive you mean lame.
Hey Dan, you caught that?
Whoa, wait, elusive. Elusive's cool. Elusive's cool.
Good one, Nate.
Thanks, Dan. Dan Schman, the man.
Oh, that's a good wall.
Well, thank you for having us, Randy.
Yeah, right. And with that,
Thank you for.
Do we need to cover anything else?
Everyone, thank you for that.
yeah. No, did I miss anything? Is there anything else you guys want to
Did
talk
we
about?
talk about whiskey?
No, we did not.
We love
Dan has
whiskey.
an alcohol problem.
If you were listening to this
Dan.
interview, bring us
And he will
whiskey.
again.
Damn it, Dan.
Best seller sick
Does
ever.
not now.
Bring us whiskey.
At this very second. Will tomorrow.
Bring us whiskey.
As in 1201.
Have
Quit
had.
drinking so many times I've gotten so good at it.
I completely forgot. Yeah.
It's fine.
That is a talent.
I was gonna tell you.
If
Probably literally
must
popped in
tell
my
us your
head
I know.
right now, so I was just
Oh.
I forgot.
Stop it, catch
I'm
up,
gonna.
man.
Oh!
Try to surround yourself with as much misery and depression as possible, and then.
And that will stop you from drinking?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say. What? Does not
Feel
compute.
better. You'll be like, I'm so much higher than all that misery.
Right.
It's in between swigs.
I'm neutral. That's way better than that shit.
He's off the bottle when he's not swigging the
When
bottle.
he gotcha.
And then he's back.
Gotcha.
Dude, when you're
What
on
he
the
says,
bottom.
Bring us whiskey.
On the counter.
Agreed.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Raging Randy.
And that is Squaring the Circle. Without further ado,
Raging Randy.
I hope you enjoyed this journey into
Raging
the-
Randy. Raging
Are you supposed to say without further ado at the beginning?
Probably.
And we're gonna end this without any further ado.
With further
Bye.
ado.
I'm gonna get another
Goodbye.
Raging
Well,
Randy.
I hope that-
What's up in the back of your
I
head?
hope that
I might not be here when you get back.
I hope that you enjoyed this. Hang on, I'm doing my sign off.
Let him sign off.
I hope that you enjoyed this journey into the psyche of Squaring the Circle.
Oh, that wasn't our psyche. That was just questions.
That was just what was on the surface. All right, one day we'll go deeper. Yeah,
Chapter 1.